conversation I had with I don't remember her name.
Oh yeah, about the water baptism.
Yeah, and it was what was the reason it was for? Was you listening? What was it for?
Honestly, not really. I was kind of jotting down some points I kind of wanted to ask.
So was you jotting down your arguments and basically just not really paying attention? I understand. That's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I love your so as well. What was you wanting to bring up?
Well, so I grew up Catholic, and then I just had some doubts, and then I asked one of my friends about it, and then he just didn't have a good answer. So I wanted to see if you want to have a better answer to some of my questions.
Yeah. Let's have them. And if I don't know them, you subscribe to my YouTube channel because you're going to be on my YouTube channel. Your questions will be, and I might answer them on there as well because I just don't want to make up like SpongeBob or something. But go ahead.
So, one of my other friends, he's atheist, and he like referenced Deuteronomy, and I think it was like 22:28. Hey, let me look that up really fast. Yeah, so he asked me this question, and I didn't have a good answer for him at all. So then when I asked my friend, he just kind of said like the answers in the context, but I couldn't find like a good answer for this. So it says if a man comes upon a young woman, a virgin who is not betrothed, seizes her and lies with her, and they are discovered, the man who lay with her shall give the young woman's father 50 silver shekels. I don't know if I said that right. And she will be his wife because he has violated her. He may not divorce her as long as he lives.
What verse is that?
Deuteronomy 22:28.
22, 28.
22 through 28, yes, sir.
Okay, you're talking about chapter 22, verses 22 through 28, right?
Yes, sir.
A man be found lying with a woman married to a husband, and then they both of them die. Both the man and the woman lay.
Like to me, that kind of sound like unconsensual sex, and like that woman being forced to marry. And then I didn't have I was like, how do I, like, I didn't know how to answer that, and then I couldn't find like context to justify that or like how
Well,
to interpret that better.
let me read verses 22. It says, "If a man be found lying with a woman married," this is they're having adultery. They're committing adultery, and it says, "Then they both shall die." So under the law of Moses, you were commanded to stone them. Do you remember when they found the woman that was caught in adultery, and they tried to get Jesus to stone them? Do you remember
Kind of
that?
what? When was that?
Do you remember the New Testament where they tried to bring the woman caught in adultery, and they said, "We caught her in the very act. Throw the stone at her." Remember? Do you remember?
Okay.
Do you remember that, or are you just saying, "Yeah, just rocking my"?
I'm just kind of saying, yeah, I don't fully remember, but
Okay. Well, verse 22 is separate from 23. Verse 22 is talking about adultery. What happens when you're caught in adultery under the law of Moses?
okay.
Okay, so that's a
So
different.
it's not referring to like rape.
No, it's talking about adultery.
Okay.
Yeah, that's verse 22. And then verse 23 talks about a different context.
And then another one was the kind of like the most of Exodus, but like kind of like the story of the Pharaoh, because so like God hardened Pharaoh's heart because he turned away from God's love, and that resulted in the enslavement of Moses' people, the Jews. And then upon not freeing them, the Pharaoh not freeing the slaves, uh, God sent in 10 plagues, and but God hardened the Pharaoh's heart, so I don't get why he would send the plagues.
Yeah, that's in Exodus chapter 7 right here. And he says in verse 3, he says, "And I will harden Pharaoh's heart." So the question is, how did God harden his heart? Like, did Pharaoh have free will? Absolutely. He chose. But do you remember how he hardened his heart? What did Moses come and tell Pharaoh?
To free his people.
Yeah. And if you're a Pharaoh, that is going to harden your heart. When you start telling people, that are in authority things that they need to do, that hardens their heart. Just like I harden a lot of hearts on here because a lot of people, they think they know the Bible, and I question them where things are in the Bible, and I ask to debate their preachers, and it hardens their heart because they're prideful. They don't want to accept, you know, the demands that I set forth, and that's how God hardened his heart.
I just don't like fully like I agree with that, like he shouldn't have turned away. But I just like for me, I think it was like the was it the 10th plague where he like killed all like the firstborn sons. I just don't like understand like why that had to be done. Like why it couldn't have been shown in a different way when his heart was hardened.
Well, why God chose to do that? That's up to God. I mean, I'm not God, and you're not God, and we can all say, "Well, there was a better way," but I'm pretty sure there was other things put in place that God foreknew. You know what foreknowledge is?
You said what? Foreknowledge?
Yeah.
No.
So foreknowledge is knowing before something happens. So God is all knowing. It's different from forcing and causing things to happen. Like we're not puppets. Like God doesn't just turn around and He's not making you go to work, and He's not turning your head in that sense. So that's not really a question as far as I could answer it. When you say why did God do this or that, I'm not God. I can just tell you the Bible. What the scriptures say. So right now, are you agnostic or atheist? Or are you just searching or what?
Well, kind of like on the fence because I grew up Catholic and then like from there I kind of drifted away from the Catholic Church but still kind of believed. But then there was like just like a bunch of questions that just like I got answered or like I got asked and then like I was just like really stumped and I was just like
Yeah.
maybe
So
they have a point.
can you give me 30 seconds? Probably 30 seconds to a minute. Will you hang on just for a
Yeah,
second?
I got you.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
So this right here, this is what you need to do, my friend. You see this on the screen?
Yeah.
So this is an app, and you can download it. It's free, and it's called Apologetics Press. Okay, I just took a screenshot of the first thing that comes on. See AP there? It's in your what's it called on the smartphones? Your store or whatever app
The App
store.
Store.
Yeah. So you can go on there. They also sell a book. It's called right here. I'll show you a picture of it. You see that right there?
Oh yeah.
All right. So that book has like basically all the answers as far as like what skeptics say. Like there's a lot of people talks about slavery and slavery in the Bible, and they talk about the flood not being proven and all of this. Well, what it is a lot of those people, they go to these websites and they only read the arguments to prove their point, but they don't read the Christian apologetics that disprove their point. They're only one-sided. So if you're on the fence, you can get this out. You can listen to these. These are teaching videos like True Science. That guy right there that says "Search God." You see what I'm talking about? He's got the blue shirt on.
Yeah, I see.
His name is Kyle Butt, and he has debates. He's debated atheists that are a lot smarter than the ones that's running around on TikTok. And you can use these sources and then decide. Don't just take all these bad arguments without trying to search them out. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I like how you put that.
All right. I
All right,
appreciate
well,
talking to
thanks,
you.
man. Appreciate your answers.
Bye-bye.
See you, man.
That was a nice young man right there, and that's what I'm saying. That's why, like, I just hate TikTok in the fashion that, look at this stuff. Like this guy right here, he's trying to disprove God, and look what he's teaching these young people. This guy right here says, I just debated my parents. And this guy's on here saying there's no God, and this little young person's over there debating his parents on God. And a lot of older people, they don't have time to research all these arguments and some of them seem like they're logical arguments. I mean, some of them do make sense until you finally investigate them, and you can clearly show they're not. Saddens me. You know, I got one right here. Take a screenshot of this. How's an atheist argue that? Right there. I hope that young man will look into that app and start watching those videos.